Reinvent yourself. A journey to starting over. Introduction. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns. Sometimes, we reach a point where we feel stuck, lost, or unfulfilled. Whether it's due to a failed relationship, a career setback, or a personal crisis, the need to start over can be daunting. But within every ending lies an opportunity for a new beginning. Reinvention is not about erasing the past but transforming pain, failure, or stagnation into strength, wisdom, and purpose. This is the story of Daniel Carter, a man who hit rock bottom only to rise again, stronger and wiser. His journey of reinvention is a testament to the power of resilience, self-discovery, and unwavering determination. Chapter 1. The Fall. Daniel Carter had what many would call a successful life. He was a corporate executive in a prestigious firm, owned a luxurious apartment in New York City, and was engaged to a woman he deeply loved. On the surface, he had it all. But behind closed doors, his reality was far from perfect. Work consumed his life. Long hours, endless meetings, and the pressure to outperform others left him drained. His relationship with his fiancée, Emily, began to suffer. He missed important moments, birthdays, anniversaries, even the little things that made their love special. Emily tried to hold on, but Daniel's absence slowly drove a wedge between them. Then came the turning point. His company faced a financial crisis, and in a round of brutal layoffs, Daniel was let go. Overnight, he lost his identity as a high-powered executive. To make matters worse, Emily left him soon after, unable to endure the emotional distance any longer. With no job, no partner, and a shattered self-image, Daniel fell into a deep depression. Days blurred into nights. He stopped answering calls, isolated himself, and questioned everything about his life. He had spent years climbing a ladder that suddenly disappeared beneath him. Chapter 2. The Reflection. One evening, as he sat in his empty apartment, surrounded by unopened mail and takeout boxes, Daniel stumbled upon an old journal from his college days. Flipping through the pages, he found an entry where he had written about his dreams, traveling the world, becoming a writer, and making a real impact on people's lives. He laughed bitterly. That Daniel seemed like a different person, full of hope and ambition. But then a thought struck him. What if I could be that person again? He began to reflect on his life. Had he truly been happy, or had he just followed society's definition of success? The more he thought, the more he realized that his former life had been built on expectations rather than true passion. For the first time in years, Daniel allowed himself to dream again. But dreaming wasn't enough. He needed to act. Chapter 3. The Decision to Change. Reinvention starts with a decision, a commitment to transformation. Daniel made a bold choice. He would leave everything behind and start fresh. He sold his apartment, packed a backpack, and booked a one-way ticket to Thailand. His plan was simple: travel, explore, and rediscover himself. He had saved enough money to survive for a few months, and for the first time in years, he felt free. Chapter 4. The Journey of Self-Discovery. Thailand was a shock to his system, in the best way possible. The vibrant streets, the warm smiles of strangers, and the simplicity of life made him realize how small his previous world had been. He stayed in hostels, ate street food, and struck up conversations with fellow travelers. For the first time in years, he wasn't defined by a title or a paycheck. He was just Daniel. One day, he met an old man named Run, a retired teacher who now lived in a small village. Run invited Daniel to stay with his family and teach English to the village children. Daniel hesitated at first. He had no teaching experience, but something in Run's eyes told him this was part of his journey. Chapter 5. Finding Purpose. Teaching the children became the most fulfilling thing Daniel had ever done. They were eager to learn, full of curiosity, and unburdened by the stress of chasing success. Seeing their enthusiasm reminded him of his own lost dreams. In the evenings, he would sit under the stars and write in his journal. Slowly, his passion for writing reignited. He started a blog, documenting his journey, the lessons he learned, and the people he met. To his surprise, readers from around the world connected with his words. The more he wrote, the more he realized he had found his calling, not in boardrooms but in storytelling and helping others navigate life's challenges. Chapter 6. The Test of Resilience. Reinvention is never easy. Doubts crept in. Could he really build a life from scratch? Was he just running away? Then, tragedy struck. A severe monsoon hit the village, destroying homes and leaving many families without shelter. Seeing the devastation, Daniel felt a deep responsibility to help. Using his blog, he launched a fundraising campaign, leveraging the connections he had built online. Donations poured in, and within weeks, they had enough funds to rebuild the village. For the first time, Daniel saw the true impact of his actions. He wasn't just reinventing himself, he was making a difference. Chapter 7, The Rise. A year later, Daniel was no longer the man who had once felt lost in an empty apartment. He had found his purpose. His blog turned into a book, and his experiences inspired thousands. Invitations for speaking engagements followed, and he started mentoring others who wanted to reinvent themselves. Returning to New York, he didn't go back to the corporate world. Instead, he founded a nonprofit dedicated to helping people transition into meaningful careers and lives. His failure had been the greatest gift because it forced him to rebuild from a place of authenticity. Chapter 8, The Lesson. Daniel's journey teaches us that reinvention is not about becoming someone new, it's about rediscovering who you were meant to be. Life will knock us down, but the power to rise again is always within us. The key is to let go of fear, embrace uncertainty, and trust that every setback is a setup for a comeback. If you're standing at a crossroads, wondering if it's too late to start over, remember this: the best version of yourself is still waiting to be discovered. All you have to do is take that first step. Are you ready to reinvent yourself?